A discovery has been made in the depths of Lake Michigan. It could date back hundreds of years. The Michigan Shipwreck Research Association says it found the wreck of a schooner 20 miles off the coast of Grand Haven, 350 feet below the surface. It's the deepest wreck ever found in Lake Michigan. The MSRA has done research, and they think the schooner might be the St. Peter, which is thought to have gone down in Lake Michigan in 1874. Every man on board survived.
Valerie Van Heest and Jeff Voss are with the Michigan Shipwreck Research Association. We're taking this story further tonight. Thanks for joining us in studio. Yeah. Interesting stuff. I mean, this is fascinating. 350 feet down. It's got to be so dark. Give us a little bit, I guess, what do we think happened to this ship, and how did you guys find it?
Well, you know, we found this looking for another ship. A big steel vessel went missing in 1929 somewhere off Grand Haven. We were searching for that, huge, 240 feet long, and instead we find a tiny 90-foot-long schooner. So
you guys were out for bigger fish, so to speak, and found this, and you think it might have come from like the late 1800s, 1870s?
Well, there's something so significant on this. There is a scroll head bow, which is very unusual. It's an ornate design, which predates some of the more recent schooners.
Jeff, give me an idea, what kind of thing what goes into this kind of operation? Not everyone can pull off a 350-foot dive in Lake Michigan.
Yeah, there's a lot of training that goes into it beforehand, because we're using mixed gases, not just air, and we have to prepare for any emergency that might happen, so we carry extra gas with us, and we have backup lights, and just prepare for anything that might go wrong.
I imagine it's one of those kind of deals where there's a lot of start-stops depending on the weather, or if the equipment's working or not, or you know, do you have your location right? So frustration's kind of built into this operation.
Yeah, we tried to dive this wreck 2 times before, and the weather never cooperated. So we just hit the weather right last fall and got to go see it.
Well, and Jeff is too humble to say, but there are probably only a dozen people in the Great Lakes that could do a dive 350 feet deep. I dive, but I wouldn't go that deep. So he and Todd White and Bob Underhill are our team divers who make these deep dives.
This was found closer to our side of the lake, but we believe it may have gone down by Milwaukee, just off the coast of Milwaukee.
Well, when you find something you don't expect to find, you have to do the research. And in this case, we looked at all the 90-foot-long schooners that might have had a scroll bow. And really, those dimensions matched only one, the St. Peter. But for it to be the St. Peter, that boat would have had to have foundered and drifted almost 70 miles, which is possible.
Yeah, interesting. Of course, with the currents in the lake, you know, we're coming up on the 100-year anniversary of the Titanic, of course, and these shipwrecks, they continue to captivate us. Even this kind of find, a lot of people have interest in. What do you think drives that interest in these kind of things?
It's a grand question.
The history is one, and
living history. It's almost like entombed down there.
These are time capsules. They're underwater museums, and they're often where people struggled their last moments. So it puts us, especially a diver like Jeff, who's down there, right there where it all happened.
Great story. Interesting stuff. Thanks for joining us tonight. Valerie Van Heest, Jeff Voss, they're with the Michigan Shipwreck Research Association, and we want to let you know you can hear a lot more about this discovery in an event that's going to be held later this month. It's called Mysteries and Histories, an evening beneath the inland seas. The Michigan Shipwreck Research Association, it's an annual event that they put on to raise money for their expeditions. That'll be Saturday, April 21st at the Knickerbocker Theater in Holland. You can buy tickets online, and we've got a link set up for you at woodtv.com.